eat it, they'll be like, say what? It's vegan? So yeah. Hey guys, it's your girl Chef Joya, and welcome back to another episode of Say What is Vegan. This is our holiday edition, and we are getting ready to make one of the most delicious, necessary sides that you're gonna have on your Thanksgiving or Ancestors Day meal. We're getting ready to make my cornbread dressing made vegan, right, and absolutely delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of vegan butter. You can use whatever brand you like, and we're gonna add that to the pan. Okay. Next, we're gonna go ahead and add in some red bell pepper and celery. And I like a lot of veggies in mine, and I like them chunky. Now, I have not had any complaints, but I know some people don't like to see their veggies. So you can chop them up smaller. You could go really small. You can even puree them if you just want the flavor. But I'm also gonna take some onions and add that to it. I'm gonna add in some diced green bell pepper, okay? Now, if you don't have my golden chick seasoning, get your entire life. I tell y'all this all the time, get the golden chick seasoning. This is what you need, all right? This actually has sage, marjoram, thyme, parsley. It has all those herbs in there already. So usually when I make this recipe, I will use like poultry seasoning. I don't even need to use that anymore. It even has celery salt in it. So that's another ingredient that I used to use in my dressing that's all the way already in here that I don't even need it, okay? So I'm gonna give this a nice little stir, and we're just gonna allow this to sweat out. All right. So while this is sweating now, I'm actually gonna add in some of my vegan chicken. This is definitely optional. You can use any meat substitute that you'll like. I'm just gonna use a couple of these Gardein strips because they're super soft, but I also want them to firm up some. It's a lot of bitterball here, right? And then we're just gonna add it to our vegetables as they sweat. Our cornbread dressing had turkey, meat, Cornish hens, chicken, whatever it is in there, right? So all I'm doing is pretty much everything that we used to have when I wasn't vegan, I'm putting it right inside of this dish. So I'm gonna make sure I break these chicken pieces up real good, all right? So then we're gonna add a little bit more of my golden chicken. I'm kind of focusing right on the meat substitute that I just used. And then I'm also gonna add in some onion soup mix. I know you probably like, Chef, onion soup mix. Yes, onion soup mix is that thing, all right? That thing that be thinging. Now, I don't use my onion soup mix as much as I used to because of my seasonings, because I literally discovered the flavors and made sure I put that inside of my seasonings when I created them. But listen, I'm so used to using onion soup mix for this recipe, we're gonna do it anyways, all right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this Worcestershire sauce to it. Move this over to the side and give this a nice little mix around. So we're gonna let this go for about 2 more minutes, and we're gonna get ready to go ahead and mix our dressing. All right, so now that we have our mix completely done, we're gonna go ahead and take some cornbread that you already made. Now, this can be any type of cornbread. I have a cornbread recipe, it is Soul Mahmazing. I have it with jalapenos, just don't do the jalapenos. Or if you want a spicy dressing, go ahead and go for it. But we're gonna break this down with this 4-way chopper, and I know all of you all ask about it. The link will be in the description where you can find the 4-way chopper. But we're just gonna crumble this, okay? Make sure you're not doing this with Jiffy, okay? If you want a little bit of sweetness, you have a little bit of sweetness, but we don't want no sweet dressing, y'all. We don't want it that sweet, y'all. So we're gonna take some of our cornbread. Then another little trick that I actually learned from someone, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of this cube stuffing. Now you can use the dressing. They have a cornbread. The cornbread version is not vegan, okay? But they have a blue bag, and you can use that too. And this is just like a nice filler, but I like this cube one because it gives it another layer of texture. So you have like a chew with the cornbread dressing. I know traditionally we just eat our cornbread, but trust me, try this out and you'll absolutely enjoy it, okay? Pour in our mixture, just like that. I like to just pour everything in my bowl and then mix it around. So I'm gonna go ahead and use some of my sage. And yes, I have sage already in my golden chick season, but you need a good amount of sage when you're making cornbread dressing, okay? I remember the first time I made dressing, my mom didn't tell me how to do it. I was trying to figure it out. I was like 12 years old, and I put a whole bottle of sage. Let's just say that was not good, right? All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of this vegan chicken bouillon because we need some of that chickeny flavor in here. So not too much because we already got like some saucy items in here. We don't want this to be a saucy dressing, all right? Next, we're gonna go ahead and use some unsweetened coconut milk. Now you can use a whole fat, another plant-based milk. Make sure it's unsweetened. My dressing recipe is literally a combination of my mom, my cousin Keisha, my sister Ursula, they call her Nana Tanya. It's a combination of many women who makes amazing dresses, and I took the best from all of them and added into one. But they would use cream of chicken and cream of mushroom, and so I'm not using any. I don't have cream of chicken, but I have that vegan chicken broth bouillon I just put in here, and then I have the coconut milk, which is heavy like a cream, and that's what I'm going to use in here to replace that cream of chicken. Okay. So typically I'll have a homemade vegetable stock, and it's super easy to make. You just take some of your leftover veggies, boil them, simmer for about 2 hours, season with salt, and it'll be perfectly fine. But I'm just gonna take some regular store-bought vegetable stock, and I'm gonna pour this in, and I like mine super moist, almost complete. And one of the things that I'm also gonna go ahead and do is give it a nice little taste here, because I wanna see if I need to add any of my golden chick. One of the things about dressing, the way it tastes right now in this bowl is gonna be the way it tastes like in the pan. All right, so we'll go ahead and give this a nice little rock out and taste. That's really good. I think it's perfect. All right, so we want to make sure this does not stick, so we're going to add a little bit of Pam to here, and you can use whatever type of nonstick spray you decide to use. And we're going to go ahead and add this to our pan. Nice, smooth this out. So we're gonna smooth this out really well. We already got our chickeny pieces in there, so you don't have to worry about cooking the chicken on the side of it or the turkey on the side of it. You got it already inside of your dressing. Now, you still wanna whip up some gravy, baby. Ain't nothing like some gravy and some dressing, okay? Go ahead and do that as well. So we have the oven on 375. We're gonna put this in there for about 30 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and check on it and pull it out for us to enjoy. So our dressing is out the oven. We had a chance to allow it to cool down. I already didn't scoop my cranberry sauce because that's how ready I am for this. So I'm gonna get some of this out. Now, if you like to do it with gravy, gravy is great. Ooh, look, it's still steaming. I'm gonna add some of my dressing to it. So let's go ahead and get into this. The cranberry sauce. Like, it's crunchy on the outside, creamy on the inside. Girl. Ooh, I ain't even swallowed it, I'm talking. I think this is one of the best dressings I ever made. Like, oh my gosh. This is phenomenal. Like, it is perfect. It is moist. I burnt my tongue the first time. You see, I didn't blow it. It's moist. The flavor is just like literally beautiful. That's how good it is. The flavor is beautiful. You taste all the herbs. I mean, it's perfect. This is literally Thanksgiving on a plate. Listen, this has to be on the table, okay? No ifs, ands, buts about it. Don't worry about people are vegan or not. They're absolutely gonna love it. When you try this recipe out, you're gonna see exactly what I mean. And let me know in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Say What Is Vegan. I'm Chef Joya, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.